Okay, what's going on? Alright, we'll figure that out later. What's going on YouTube? What's going on gamblers? What's going on Indigos? Yeah. So as I promised, we are doing that live stream. Um, just waiting for the session to open. 15:30 my time to about 17:30. So that should be 9:30 EST to 11:30. Maybe we might just push it to a little before, a little after lunch. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, but if you're here, give me a shout. Just let me know. Just do a little roll call, and yeah, we'll see what happens with the session today. But yeah, I'd marked this out yesterday. Well, I marked this out last night. The overnight, not the overnight session, but the prior day Globix session, right? So I'd marked that out. Cool, everything was looking good with that. And then I marked out the Globix today, and I just started watching it from 2:30 my time, so from like 8:30. And I don't know whether this is a news event or something, but if you just let me zoom in. But if you check what happened from around about here, this is when I kind of came in to come and see what was going on. And at this point, like what I was anticipating, what I really wanted to see was to see us hold above the previous day value area high. Why? Because then if we fell into the prior day value, then I knew we were gonna get that rotation to a value area to the value area low, But that happened just before the session, so that kind of sucks. So that move's already happened now. I think it's called Dalton. It's the Dalton rule. Yeah, it's the Dalton rule. So that's how that works. But yeah, we'll see what we get in this session. Not too. I'm not too worried about that move already. About the move that's already happened. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. It would be nice though. I'm not gonna lie. It would have been nice to catch this because that would have been yeah, about 15 points. That would have been a really good day. All the way to the bottom there would have been 20 points, but that would have been a really, really good day. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're just gonna wait for the bell. I should check though. To be honest, I should check what that was. What you guys see? Oops. Financial juice. There we go. Let's just see what's going on. Maybe that was a news event. It was probably like a Trump thing, also. Because yeah, Iran stops message exchange with the U.S. in protest against Zionist crimes. Well, you won't have to deal with that news event. So that's what that was. 1518. Yeah. 1518. Yeah, I guess, but that's like when the news, that's when it got reported on Financial G. So I wonder if no 1514. That's when that went out. 1444, Iran president with to ensure Japan ships passage via Hormuz. Effective Fed fund rates. That's not important. Iran stops. Yeah, so that was 10 past 3. Yeah, that was 10 past. That was 10 minutes past 3. So that happened. So that was around about here. Yeah, right there. That entire move. I promise you, trying to trade this stuff, trying to trade the markets, the I call them the Trump markets, bro. Oops. Ugh. Alright, let me scooch slightly to the left. Yeah, man. Trying to trade like the Trump markets is I don't want to say impossible, but you always have to have that. You always have to anticipate news. You know, you always have to anticipate news. You know what I mean? I can. I mean, we could scroll back and we could find like several times where someone said something or someone was supposed to do something and then that didn't happen, and then you know what I mean. So, um, kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. What can you do? What can you do besides sit patiently and wait? But yeah, we're looking at this now. That's what this is our. Why is that super extended? Oh, I'm seeing a lot more value areas than I want to be seeing. Okay, no, we're fine. No, this. What is that? Oh, previous week. I actually didn't mark these out, so. That's mad. Yeah, okay, let's sort that out just before the stream. Switch off the view apps. I'm actually glad I picked that up because that would have been problematic. Yeah, and don't be asking why I'm still wearing a robe at this hour. Yeah. I just won't be comfortable. Yeah, that was gonna be a problem. See this is previous week. This is the previous week's value area, and it makes sense why we got all the way here. Yeah, 7585. 758575. Ooh, glad I didn't miss that. So that's our previous. Okay, so let's go macro. Let's go macro to lesser macro. Okay, so this is our previous week volume profile from the 25th right up till the 29th, I believe. It's supposed to end on the 29th. That's not right. So up to here. Why did this shift though, is my question. Yeah, so anyway, good thing that we're doing it together now. So from the 25th to the 29th, all right? To the 29th, there we go. So that's the previous week's value area. And we actually dropped right up till the previous week's value area high. Once I mark this out, you'll see how super, I don't call it accurate, but like it's almost pinpoint, you know what I mean? That's the previous week's value area high over here. That's the previous week's point of control over here, 753975. 3975 and 7517. I really should have just typed it up, but hey. 17 flat. Update. Jeez, I need to always double check that now, because that could have been really awkward. Not trading the actual areas that I want to be Uh, there's not participating in the places that I want to be participating in. You know what I'm saying? Because the difference between like one tick, right? And by one tick I mean a move from 79.75 as you're seeing there, right, to 75.80, right? That difference is the difference between your your TP being hit and your stop loss being hit. So each tick is just as important. It's just as important. It's just as important. Yeah, but it's just as important, you know. So a full point move is a lot, you know. Like see, a full point move is four ticks, you know. So just I just always want to make sure that like my levels are marked out right, you know. Just slightly kind of make me a little anal, but the levels are important, you know. So at least what I'm trying to do, you know. We'll see. Okay, so what are we saying? What are we gonna do now? Now that we've had that news event, am I anticipating some bearishness? I don't know, because also at the same time, we've had like prior news events, right? And it's like, oh, this hasn't been agreed, and then the market just like continued rallying. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw this like throughout April. I saw it throughout May. So honestly, I'm just kind of like at this point, I'm just like I don't know. Whatever happens, you know. Whatever happens, happens. Yeah, whatever happens, happens, bro. To keep it a book. Hmm. I'm also trying to like record my stream so it records like vertically, but for some reason it just won't. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with that. Um, Everything seems fine here. Honestly, I'll just chop it up and then, you know what I mean? We'll figure it out. We will figure it out with time. Okay. So yeah, just waiting. We're like a minute away from open now, so time to really pay attention. What am I looking to see now? If we claim above the previous week's value area high, right, then for sure I can see us rotating right back to the previous day value area high, right? So that'll be a move from here to there. You know, obviously I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna try and hit all of those. Um, yeah, I mean it's a bit ambitious to be honest. Maybe from previous week's value area high to previous day value area low, and then seeing what happens within here. I also do need to mark my Globix areas now. So one sec. It's a mess, huh? Oh yeah. Right. Hey. I didn't say it was gonna be fun. I don't think I promised that. 62225. I did. Come on now. I think that's 61025. Yep. What up, POC? 59650. Yeah, okay, cool. So, New York session open. Let's see what happens now. I'm gonna turn a couple of things back on, and I'm gonna hide some of these volume profiles because I don't want anything. I don't want anything to lag, and I don't want anything to drag behind it. You know, so That's fine. 25th to midnight. I think that's fine as well. Cool. All right. So let's see what happens here. I'm gonna switch back to a 1 minute, and you know we're not gonna yeah we're not gonna jump into the market immediately. At least I'll give it like 15 minutes, and then from that 15 minutes, and that's where after that 15 minutes has passed, that's when I'll start looking for that play I was doing yesterday. Or in the video, I don't know if you guys saw it, but in one of the videos, in the video I did yesterday, I was testing a break and retest, right? So I think in yesterday's video we did a break and retest of value area low, but of the developing volume profiles value area low, so we'll see how that goes. I also drink a ridiculous amount of coffee. I shouldn't be. But count the channel on, and we are overextended from D20 SMA, so I can see a reason I see be bullish here, just based off that alone. And we're below the VWAP. Maybe a proper exit if you like a super aggressive entry would be like from previous week value area high to the VWAP to about 603. Could be something. I'll wait though. I'm not. I ain't thirsty. I ain't that thirsty for a bag yet. I think we'll turn on big trades a little later. Excuse me. We'll turn on big trades a little later, but for now, should I? Yeah, we'll turn big trades on a little later. For now, I think we'll just like watch price develop as is. I'm also I am gonna be rotating between accounts, so I just want to make sure I start with the right one, and that okay, risk in 200, profit 300. I also have like a personal daily loss limit. Because I don't wanna go on tilt, so okay, I think that's fine. 200 and 300 out. Let me just make sure one more time. Yeah, okay. A couple things on my mind, getting paid and looking fine. I don't like that. Oh, you better not do that today. I do have like occasions where, like, I don't know, like my internet will connect and disconnect from time to time. And then it just like throws all the view apps off, and I have to switch them off and on just to get them back. But not a train smash. Not a train smash. All right, that's 4 minutes in now. I think let's throw in a volume profile and see how we're actually developing at this point and where we're at. So from 15:30 to now. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just gonna give it a few more minutes. Nothing to report on really at this point. But you guys see what I was saying? Like maybe this type of move. Yeah, this could be something. That could be something. But yeah, but I was thinking of it more as I'll move all the way up to VWAP, so around about here. That also could be something. It's a break and retest of previous week's value area high. Yeah, what's up with that? You know. But again, the windows is too. It's only been 5 minutes, so you know. But potentially that could be a really good trade. And there's our break. So there's our break. A retest, a break and retest would have been around 7589. I think it's really gonna go without us, to be honest. I think that's what's actually happening. But yeah, but a couple of things also uh, keep in mind, right? To just um, to just have a mental check on, right? So, okay, like what? In the previous week's value area high would be the top of a volume profile, right? It's the value area from the highest bit of the volume profile from the previous week's volume, right? So a break and retest of previous week's value area high would make sense for a continuation move up. Yeah. So you could think of it as like this entire move. At least this is how I would think of it. I just switch to a 5 minute. You could think of it as like entire this entire move, right, as a break above previous week's value area high. Right. So we're below it. All right. So this is previous week's value area high. Don't get confused. I'll switch off the calculus for you. So yeah, so previous week's value area high, and then we got the first break. Look above and fail, look below and fail. And then we got a test of it, a test of it, a test of it, another test of it, another test of it, another test of it. And now we've got another test of it again, you know. So that would make sense as to why you could expect a continuation move higher, right? Well, if you know so much, then why don't you take the trade? It's just not my window. It's just really not my window. And the thing about it is like, I feel like the more you start adjusting and tweaking things, right? Like where you start taking trades outside of your normal window or where you start doing things outside of the norm of how you usually do them, right? Like you do it once and you get rewarded once, you're gonna do it again and you get rewarded again. But then the third time you do it, you're gonna lose badly. You're gonna lose hectically. And it's not like on the third time, you know. But it's eventually, I have it like as one of my market rules, you know. You can break the rules once in a while, but once in a while the rules will break you, you know. So there's that. You do need to keep that in consideration. I hate that this is going without us though, but it's all good. Would have been nice. So yeah, so as I was saying, let me switch that on. I think I'll turn big trades on now. But yeah, but as I was saying, so break above previous week's value area high, right? That could have been the move. You see, but like the break came here and we didn't really get a test of it, so how could you have got into that trade? The trade that I'm really looking forward to is like a break. So we just got a break of value area high, and this is kind of perfect because now it's aligned with the previous day value area low as well, so a break of that and then a retest of this, and then surely if we claim the previous day value area low, then I can see a move that rotates us back into to the top of value, so from previous day value area low to previous day value area high. But that's just depending on how or whether we claim, so you know what I mean. Yeah. Still waiting, still waiting. I'm also gonna be like 100% honest, I do not know whether we're. I have no idea as to whether we're actually whether the stream is actually working properly. I just kind of got in here and just got in here, man. Yeah. It is what it is, though. We will find out after the session. Should I check? Let me check. I mean, whoa. I genuinely hope that didn't. Okay, cool. Because those are my personal messages. I just want to make sure that the stream was actually live. Are we? Cool. Because those are my personal messages. Alright, cool. Cool. Alright. We're good on the stream. Just gonna be sure. Yeah, so we didn't really claim that previous day value or low, so that's kind of a little concerning. But we'll see, we'll see. And it's a bit wishy-washy because again we're in between VWAPs. The red line is my New York VWAP, so what are we doing? Are we buying it, or are we buying this VWAP, or are we selling that one? So I'll wait. Still though, a break and retest of 592, or wait for 1545. But yeah, a break and retest of the value area high over here would be valid, and then we did that yesterday. So above, we come back, we retest that, and then previous day point of control could be something, or maybe even like 600, just as like targeting a logical level, that could be something. Because for sure, I'm sure at 600 we have orders. Of course, we have orders everywhere, but I mean, there must be some sort of a wall. Yeah, see 138 orders. We'll see when we get there, though. 595 also has a bit of resistance. Yes, there's a lot of passive sellers. There's a passive seller, I'm guessing, here at 595, 196. We'll see. We'll see how we react at 595. But yeah, I mean, it is still encouraging because like the value area still keeps moving higher. So we will wait a minute till our window opens. So let's wait and see. Previous day value low. How many points is that? 590. It's a lot though, I ain't gonna lie. I would have thought of like an entry from previous day value low, but then I'm also thinking where my stop would be, and my stop would have to be here for it to make some, maybe just like slightly lower, 585, 50, something like that. But yeah, again, not the model, not the break and retest. And the more we kind of get like this, the more indicative it's starting to become to me that like we actually could just rotate. We could just rotate. So we'll see though. We'll see. Okay, my window's open officially now, so tired boss. See, that's five. That's that 595. We just actually just spoke about it. Let's see if we still have resting orders there. Yeah, 184. So big sell wall there on the ask. You know, so I actually might not get that break. And if we do, then the next place where we'll get like a roadblock would be 600. You can see the orders are there. Just need to see if these don't pull, you know, if these don't pull, then yeah, then for real. If no one's spoofing, that is, you know. 595. Let's check on the time and sales. Yeah, I see someone's trying to buy above the ask. Yeah, I think let's just wait it out. Let's just sit it out. I'm just noticing you guys can see the price and counting stick movements over here. The reason why I'm taking why I'm making my entries on TradeSeed is because they work. It worked out for me when my internet connection was a bit drab. You know, this felt like the executions were a lot faster on TradeSeed than than they were in MotiveWave. At the time, and also I think at the time there was like some sort of an update that was going on with the MotiveWave. But yeah, you know, Sarah. Yeah, 595 again. You see, that's like a lot. This 151 is a market buy. You know, that's pretty aggressive. And look at how like sellers also stepped in there, buyers stepped in here. Let's see who wins this. And then maybe if we get a break. If we get a break of this, I wanna get that here. I don't want to get it at overnight value low. It's nothing. Yeah, buyers are not winning today, bro. I mean, if you got in here, I don't know how you'd have called that, but if you got in here, kudos to you, bro. What are we saying? Did these just... Okay, they're gone, more or less. The 595 has been cleared. So maybe we actually might get that resultant move up. Maybe from here. 590... What are you? 590.75. I don't like it. 588.21. 588.25 would be a better entry. That would be a view app entry. I haven't done one of those in a long time. 588.25 with a stop at 585 or just below. But we also could sweep the liquidity here if we do get a test of that. Oh wait. value area low. This is also kind of acting as resistance now. Well, let me not call it that, but again, like running through the logic that the previous week's value area high would be the top of the volume profile, right? And then the overnight value area low would be the bottom of a profile, but of the globic session, right? So again, if we got a drop beneath that, this would be a break of the overnight value area low. Maybe let's not be too fixated on which session it belongs to, but just focus on the fact that it is a volume profile. So a break of value area low. So this would be a break below and then a test of overnight value area low, So that's also a possibility. That also could be a move. Yeah. Just as I kind of said. And yeah, that also could have been our entry, but entering long here also could have worked, could have been a thing, but it's in the middle of a volume profile. There isn't anything significant other than the fact that it's VWAP, and then also there is still further downside, there's still further downside. So I don't want to, I just would like for my entries to be a lot clearer, like a break and retest is a break and retest, a fade of a level would be a fade of a level, right? So maybe fading value area low, yeah, but like fading value area low would be a rotation where is also the question. Would it be a rotation back to previous day value area low? Would it be back to the point of control, or would it be back to the top of the range, which is the value area high? I don't know either. All right. Hectic moves. But yeah, maybe let's zoom out a little. Let's get a little context. I'm gonna switch off the big trades. I want to do that because. All right, cool. Let's gain a little bit of context. Clearly, so that was our Globix value area high. We rejected that, and then we came down, and then we came to fair value from the Globix session. Rejected that. That was a news event, granted, but for all intents and purposes, got out from fair value, didn't reclaim value area low, came back. This is the break. This is the retest, possibly, So a break of 57675 would make sense to target previous week point of control. That's a lot. That's a big move though. That's 36 points. That's unnecessary. I wouldn't be comfortable doing. I wouldn't be comfortable holding short. Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. But if that's what it comes to, then that's what it comes to. Let's see if we get a break of value area low. What is that? 586.50. Let me scoot this dude over to the side. 586.50. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the. I'm gonna put the labels on. Yeah, I'm gonna put the labels on so that I don't miss them when they do change. Oops. Yeah, and then we just claimed it. Is this flip now? Who knows? Mm. 590.75. Yeah. This actually would be a much better entry now. I'm thinking about it. That's if we. This is if we get the. This is if we get the break though. You know. This is if we get the break of value area. Of the value area low. Lots of ifs today, eh? Yeah. Regardless though, even if like say nothing presents itself within the first 30 minutes, it's like it is what it is, man. Like there's literally another how many hours? 7 hours, you know. 7? Yeah, another 6 hours, you know. So there's no need to rush. You know, there's no need to rush into making a decision or into making a trade, because then you do that, then you make mistakes. You know, like how earlier, you know, yeah, we did call like this break and retest of previous week's value area high, right? We called that, but then we didn't get the retest of it. So I'm not gonna then chase the market. Yeah. And then also again we did consider a a fade of VWAP, right? But then again, like several reasons as to why not to do that. That was a break. What happens now? Do I go for this? Yeah, I think let's go for this 7587. Come on now. Got it. 75. My dude. 2-5. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know why my position brackets are not working. Trade C. Okay, we'll do it the old way. But yeah, look at that, and that was I'd be so mad if that actually works. It's alright. It's not, but that would be so clean though. It's alright. 758550. Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh man, that would have been a pretty clean entry, but it is what it is. I need to figure out why that didn't work. That is so strange. Why? That is actually really, really strange. I don't know why my position brackets didn't work there. Okay. I'm just gonna refresh it, I guess. That's funny. Alright, well, missed one. We'll get another one. We will get another one. Jeez, dude, like, what's actually going on with the markets? Because that's a huge. And look, 500, 500, 500. Come on now. I mean, someone's leaving clues behind, and then another 500. That's crazy. Look at that. 500, 500, 500, 500. Someone's putting out those iceberg orders. And also, I don't know if I want to go with this person, like with their moves, because they actually could just be getting out of a move, you know? They could be, yeah, they could be selling out of their moves. They're not like selling as intent, you know? Because again, these are market orders. Eh? This is someone who's like, now, feel me now, you know? We'll see if they get results. Yeah. Still a valid setup would be the break and retest. You know, the break and retest would still be a valid. Dude, look at this. It's another 500 lots. Multiply that by 100. That's 50,000. 50,000 shares is crazy. 50 grand, 50 grand. And again, the same. You know, let me just switch off my big trades and see if this is actually, yeah, it's legit. It's legit. Yeah, if this person is trying to like sell it lower and they don't get the result from that, is gonna be super painful though, I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna hurt badly for them, not for us. But 82.75, there's no wall there. 580. Okay. I don't like seeing the I don't like seeing the watermark. This kind of adds a little. This adds a little more things, a little too many things, a little too many more. Yeah, it just adds more visual things to look at, and I'm not really a fan. Cool. Fifty, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We actually might flush, yo. Worth it. 88. 88. That's too big of a stop loss, unfortunately. And I also don't wanna. I don't wanna. I'm never gonna market sell, but I don't wanna use a stop. Yeah, I don't wanna use a stop order either. I'd much rather see it. I'd much rather see the move go, and then come back and then give us like a position and then continue going. You know, like so break and retest. You know, that's what I'd rather see. Because like putting a stop order would be like forerunning it. You know, so I'm not gonna. I won't do that. Also, I just put on the open low high close indicator just so we can get our IB levels, because at this point at this point it's looking like that's the trade that we're gonna have to look for, you know, an initial balance trade, you know, and that's if like first of all we can rotate all the way to the to IBL, you know, or if we can go all the way back up to IBH, which is 759,675 now. You know, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe that's what we. Maybe that's the. Maybe that's the only trade we're gonna get today. You know. But yeah, this was pretty indicative though, eh? 50K, 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 and I think there's actually 3 on there. If I zoom. No, it's 2. But still. See, if I put a stop order, would have been tagged in and then taken out almost like immediately in the next candle. So yeah, never stop orders, man. Rather limit, because then if it breaks and then it doesn't come back for the retest, then it's gone. Sorry, you missed it. You know, yeah, and then also you didn't risk in, meaning you save money. You know, just one way to look at it. It's like, yeah, you didn't make money, but it's like there's no saying that you would have anyway, you know. So yeah. Clean rotations today, hey. Yeah, we'll see which move is gonna, which side is gonna break first. You know, if we do get a break above, you know, this is like been a typical rotational day, and I mean like the volume profile also shows that, right? T-shaped volume profile. So from one value area to the other, you know, which is what initially I wanted to get, but I wanted to get that from the previous day value. So from PD, you know, from the value area high to the value area low of the previous day, you know, but we kind of went at that a little earlier. We actually started that move before New York session. So what can you do? What can you actually do? Yeah. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. But yeah, pretty rotational, man. Yeah, because I do have I kind of have that feeling that like whatever breaks, whichever side breaks first, we're gonna get a um, we're gonna get an imbalance towards that side, right? So we break above the value area high, we're gonna get a break. Hopefully we get a break in a retest, and then it goes. If we get one from value area low, we get a break and then retest, and then it goes. You know, on both sides, like we haven't been able to fully claim the other side, right? So here we broke it, wicked above, came back, wicked above, wicked above, wicked above. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, right? And then again, then we came to the other side, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've just been within the range. If I switch off the candlesticks, then you'll be able to just like see the volume profile as the shape that it is. You know what I mean? Like, and that's that D-shaped volume profile. Maybe you could say it's a P-shaped volume profile, but it's a D-shaped volume profile. And we have value here and we have value here, so it's kind of looking like a weird looking B-shaped volume profile, but we'll call it a D-shaped volume profile because just from like the edges of it, right? Finished auction there, finished auction here, so we'll see. And the point of control moving lower as well is kind of a little indicative as well, because think about it, if like fair value, let's take it back so you guys can see what I mean. Where was fair value at this point? Fair value was all the way at the top here. This was at 1551, right? Then you move it again. We're still at 7592. Move it again. And then it dropped, right? You move it again. Now it's all the way down here. So fair value meaning this is the price at which there was an agreement to fair value. I don't know, nigga. I don't know how to explain further than that. I don't know. Yeah. So kind of, if you're seeing fair price being established and it keeps on going lower, right? It's going lower, it's going lower, it's kind of like, I don't know. I also don't want to forerun it and just call it short and then short. Because again, you see now it's shifted again, it's moved back up, not a good profile to trade. I won't lie. Not a good profile to trade. That would have been a nice move though. I hate that we missed that, man. Let me just make sure that our bracket, that this is working now. Yep. Charge it to the game. We'll charge it to the game. Hurry up and wait. Yeah. Sometimes I think like the second best thing to do, the second best thing to do when you approach the markets is to just sit on your hands and wait, man. Because I know for sure there are people who bought this previous day value area low, and I know at some point, like I've done it before. I would have bought this. I would have bought this and targeted that. Can't blame me. Why would you blame me for trying? I'd have seen that wick and been like, oh yeah, that's clearly we didn't break that, so and then being taken out literally, so context. I think just like having context of the market also keeps you out of um keeps keeps you out of lower quality trades. So it's not to say like every trade idea you're gonna have is gonna work out, right? But then at the same time, what you are looking at is you're looking at how often can you take the quality trades, right? How often can you take the trades that you know are your A plus trades, right? So for me, like that break and retest is something that I've seen a lot, and something that I'm confident in. I know that that works, and also just position sizing. Okay, there we go. Come on now. See, not a clean break. Not just yet. We need a full closure above that level. 593. Cool. What level is this? 59325. I feel like that's the retest, and we actually might have missed it because I was yapping. So good. We're only 13 minutes away from IB, so we'll wait for it. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, but as I was saying, like just like a clean break above a value area is a trade that like I've seen several times, right? And what does it look like? Because I keep mentioning it, but I actually haven't drawn it up. So we use just picture this previous day point of control is our value area high. So what I'll be looking for is something like this: is we get a break above it, and then we retest it, and then we get a break above that. That's the break and retest, and that's what I'll be looking for. But it has to be a clean break. So, um, you know, this was a break, but then we didn't get a. It's not a subsidiary. What's it called? Like a follow. We didn't get a second candle after that to confirm the break. So kind of sucks. But that would have been a really clean entry, like a break. If this had closed bullish like the way it closed, and then another candle close above that, then we came back and we got the retest and call. You know, that would have been pretty dope. We'll need to figure out how to play these types of days, these rotational days, because these are moves at the end of the day. 593 to 585. Those are pretty solid moves, and also within the window. So from there to there, from here to there. Just not one of my strengths though. It's not one of my strengths. There's a dude called Yush something. I saw him on Chart Fanatics, and he plays these he plays these really well. He has a playbook on these. I might check out a video later, but you know, on the rare day that you do get like your rotational days, the thing is like it's not gonna stay in balance forever. That's impossible. It won't stay like this forever. It might feel like it's forever. It might stay like this for a long time. It might rotate like this for another 30 minutes or for another hour. But then at some point, new fair value is going to be established. Yeah. So, yeah. Also, just for context, we still haven't claimed above previous day value area low. So, what does that mean for um, what does it mean for this area? What does it mean for our our previous day value area? You know? You know what I mean? Like this is an important area, and not just like from this time to from this point to this point. I mean like the value area, from value area low to value area high. You know, this is previous day volume, you know, and we still haven't been able to claim above the previous day value area low. So what does that mean? Like where does the market want to be? Because again, I, my belief is if we do claim within it, right, then it's totally valid to expect a rotation to previous day value area high. You know, Dalton rule or something like that. You know what I mean? Because again, where did we open? We opened below the previous day value, right? We opened below it, and then, you know, we haven't spent a lot of time. We've kind of, I mean, if you think about it, we've kind of been dancing around previous day value area, the previous day value area low, you know. So if we can claim that, if we can hold it and then come back and retest that and hold above that, then yeah, for sure, I can see an entire rotation to previous day value area high. You know, as a play. I'm not saying that this is going to happen for sure. I'm just saying as uh, as a potential play. You know. But yeah, we're not getting any. We're not getting any. No dubs for the buys today. At least not yet. At least not. At least not yet. Oops. Yeah, it's an hour 10 minutes. That's an hour 10 minutes. We being here. Okay. Let's see how that IB play. Yeah, let's see what happens with that initial balance play. 7 more minutes till that, and then even after. Okay, maybe also just to explain a little. Even after, you know, initial balance has been set, right? Okay, let's start again. So initial balance is the high and the low of the first hour of New York session, right? It could be of London session or whatever session you trade, but in this instance, it's the high and the low of the first hour, okay? So if I switch this to a 60-minute chart, 1 hour, merci beaucoup. No, okay, that won't actually show it properly. Let's use a 30-minute. All right, so the first hour, right? So this is 30 minutes. This is a 30-minute bar. This is a 30-minute bar. Yes, agreed. So from the bottom of that bar to the top of that bar, right? This is the first hour. 30 minutes plus 30 minutes, that's an hour. So initial balance is in the top and the bottom of the first hour of a session, right? In our case, of New York session. So now, for us to know, from like I used to try and play initial balance. I used to try and get an initial balance play, because the initial balance plays says, well, some of them are, if you get a test of one of them, right? Okay. 80% of the time, you're going to get a test of one of them. So either of initial balance low or of initial balance high. So somewhat of a guarantee that we are going to come to one of these. At this point, it's kind of looking like we might actually come to initial balance high, right? And then when from there, from initial balance, right? And then what can happen is we might get a break above. Again, it's like literally the same thing. It's a break and a retest. It's break and retest, or fade of an area. You know, that's pretty much it. It doesn't have to be more. Doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It doesn't have love to like all my ICT people, but like the more you the more you have to do, and the more you have to explain things using I also want to be like really polite. I don't want to be rude. Um, but it really shouldn't be that difficult. Like honestly, it really shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be a thing of like whether you can identify a fair value gap and an inverted fair value gap, and um, it yes, you found it and it works. Like what? Like that's a just to appease my people. So that does. So I don't want it to come across like I don't know what I'm talking about, or I've never tried it, right? But this would be a fair value gap of some sort, right? An inverted fair value gap. I don't know, but like why? Why is this level significant? Like what gives this significance? You know, if you can't explain it, then it's probably bullshit. If you can't explain it, it's probably some BS. You know. So I don't know. I'm not for continuously just drawing random shapes on the chart. He said with all of these intricate and complicated lines and whatever on the charts. But if again, if I take out the bars and you look at my charts, right, this is also a taste thing. Like I can switch off the Keltner channels. I don't need to have those on. Uh, yeah, and then that could be that. And the levels are just the levels that I'd like to trade from. You know, that's my chart. There's nothing more to it. There's no rectangles and shapes, and yeah. So there's a volume profile, but there's a reason why this volume profile is here. You know, and it serves a purpose. You know what I mean? It serves a purpose. You know, um, without this, I think without this for sure, we would have lost at least one trade already. You know, we'll think. We'll chop it up. Like we'll go through the live. We'll go through the video, right? And I'll chop up like different parts where I was calling things just before they happened. And this is live. Like I'm not. This is not like sim. I'm not here on Tuesday or whatever. This is live. This is happening right now. Right now. So I'm not saying I'm a magician or a wizard, but I'm just reading price action as I am seeing it. You know, and there are a lot of people who are being chopped around here, right? A lot of people are being chopped around, and who've been chopped around in the last hour, and the reason being they just didn't have a contextual look on the market and what is actually going on. You know, yeah. So yeah, we shall see though. We shall see. Overnight value area low to previous week value area high. That also looks like it could have potentially been a trade, but I just want to see why. Yeah, it still would have required like you understanding that like we weren't getting a. You would have had to call a rotational day at this point, based off the shape of the volume profile, and I feel like within the first 15 minutes that would have been impressive. I won't lie. I know someone did, but this is kind of like now the profile as it's developed now over time. So yeah, we'll see. It would suck to not get a trade on the first day. On the first day we go live, that would be terrible. I mean, it wouldn't be all that bad, but it would have been nice to get something. You know what I mean? It would have been nice to get something, but we still do have still here for another hour. You know, yeah. So that's 16:30 now. So that initial balance is now officially set. Okay, so these purple lines aren't gonna move now, right? And we're like dead ass in the middle. So, seeing a claim of initial balance would be someone explained it as two TPO two TPO prints above or below, right? So two TPO prints below initial balance low, right, would be confirmation that we have held and we've claimed below initial balance. So then you'd be able to confidently look for the break and retest, right, and continue with the move to the downside, right? Again, above would also be a move, yeah, like a two TPO prints above the initial balance low, right, would also be a confirmation as to say now fading price from initial balance low. Some people will do it like from initial balance low all the way to initial balance high, right, and you get an entire rotation. I would much rather fade from either initial balance from either one of to the view app, to the Globex view app, or whichever view app is first, or to the point of control, you know, or to whatever next logical level, you know. But yeah, that's kind of now that's the play. That's the play I'd be looking for if we were here, you know, if price was here at initial balance, at either one of the initial balances, at initial balance high or at initial balance low, you know. But we're smack in the middle of the volume profile, so what is the brother gonna do? Yeah. I also want another cup of coffee, but I don't wanna be caffeinated after 5 p.m. man. Right? What's going on? Strange. Sorry, y'all. I'll be getting anything. Not just yet. Not just yet. Not just yet. It's all good. We'll wait. I genuinely hope when I switch windows, you guys can't see what's going on, because that would be incredibly awkward. Okay, no, we're all good. Yeah, I think we actually might be getting that. Oh, you better not have frozen. I think this dude froze, man. Dude, come on. Set a power, so what's up with that? Yeah, because nay, that's not cool. I think my motorway froze. My motorwave did freeze. My motorwave actually closed. Okay, cool. Just gonna have to be really quick about that. Sorry guys, my motorway closed, so let's give it. Could that have been a memory thing? I don't know. But yeah, don't worry about it too much. You didn't miss much. I don't think anything happened whilst we were away. Let me just bring it back on for. Yeah, let me just bring it back on. Where are you, dude? There we go. Yeah, okay. Crisis averted. I mean, we kind of did miss something though. We did miss that break. This looks like this could be the break of value area low. We'll see. Switch it back to a 1 minute. Yeah, you see that's a more solid break now. What do we do? 585? 585 or 582? I think let's see what we get with 585. Is it 585 flat or 585 flat? Yeah, so 585 sell limit. I'm just trusting that this is gonna be a break. Let's figure out where. $585 to initial balance low. Yeah, honestly, I think yeah, I think POC would be a valid place to put that stop. You know, because we don't want a rotation back in. You know, so 588.25. I'll just keep that in mind. If we also get a entry. Sorry, you guys couldn't even see that. 588.25. One tick. Oh, that kind of sucks. I actually missed that entry by. Okay. Well, wait. It's still. I mean, it's still a valid. Still a valid trade idea. So nothing more to it. 588.25. I don't know, dude. Yeah, so that's our entry. I think we'll put our stop at 590.75. Yeah, 590. Yeah, I don't want to risk too much on that one. No, what's up? Yeah, okay. 576.25. Yeah. So that's looking at targeting initial balance low. For sure at 588.25, that's our point of control. So if we 588.25. So if this doesn't hold and it rotates all the way back, then that's an L on that one. We'll see. We'll see. Should I switch on big trades? Will that even be necessary? As long as we can break below this, I don't want this to hold within the value area, because then that trade idea is gone. Then but yeah, but let's see what happens in the next two candles, because clearly we rejected that. I also don't want to be holding it for too long, because again, like, what did we get earlier? We got like the entire, the rotation within the entire across the entire volume profile. So if we claim above the point of control, then yeah, then it's chai, dude. Then it's chai. Then there's nothing for us there. Yeah. Sit and wait and see. There's nothing to do at this point, I guess, except watch. I think I'd rather watch it on motive wave and see if anything happens. $587.25. Cool. Just wanna see if we have any yeah, you see, that's not good. And that's not good. Wicking on the value area low. That's not good at all. Worth the shot though. Worth the shot. Do we have anything? What's at 588.25? Big passive, like, sell wall, at 588. So maybe that 210, 209, maybe that keeps us in the trade. But then again, if that goes, then it's then it's pretty much done. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But logically, I can see why we would target initial balance low, because could also just be like a feeling thing, because I feel like we're so close to it. But that's, again, not a reason. It's not a valid trade reason as to target that level. But we actually haven't tested it at all the entire trading session, so who knows, bro. Yeah. What is that level we said? 588. 588. That's still holding. Those orders didn't disappear, so that's good. I think. Hey, there you go. Okay, now we just need to see what happens at 582. 582.75. As long as we can break through that wall, 582.75, then I think we'll be good for the downside. 580 is also. Let's wait and see. And there's a look below and fail, and then it comes back and then claims. I don't know either. I don't know either. What's that? What's this? 582.75. Should I take some off 582.75? Je ne sais pas. Sorry, y'all. I don't know if. That's clean enough for you. I just want to make sure that you guys can also see what's going on. So, what's going on with the trade? It's not good. Someone keeps messaging me. That's not good. Yeah, I think this is gonna be an L in this one, boys. It's cutting it really close. Let's see, did I switch off the big trades? Did I? Yes, I did. Don't do that. Don't switch off the big trades. So clearly a battle happening here. As market sells, as market buys. So, you know. This was a cleaner break though, I won't lie. Even if we don't win this trade, I still be happy with the effort, you know. I still would be happy with the trade idea, you know. So of course I'd much rather win, but it wouldn't have been a stupid trade idea, you know. And also, this seems like a very strong level of support, actually. What's that? That's the 588 we saw on the Dom. On the Dom Toretto. But now those orders have gone now, so I don't know if we'll hold this again. You know, because remember it was like 170, 180 something. You know, so I don't know if we'll hold these on the ask. And that's where I'm looking, just in case you're wondering. Yeah, anything above this. 588.25. We don't need to take a full L on this also, if, you know. We definitely don't need to take a full L on this. 590.75. Where is my stop? 590.75. That's all good. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Oh, man. Been waiting all day for this one. Been waiting all day. Come on. Yeah, there we go. I think if we can close, jinxed it. I was gonna say if we close bearish here, I'll move my stop. I'll move my stop maybe to break even. Will I? Might be a little too soon. Let me just let it play out. But surely maybe around 578.50, I'll move to break even if we can get that far. Uh, 582. Yeah, these guys should just move out the way, bro. Just let what happens. 580. There's also, I feel like there's a big sell wall, buy wall here rather. And we're right at previous week's value area high. So what are we saying? Basically, we might actually hold above this again, and then we rotate all the way back up into range. But if this falls, right, if this doesn't hold, then surely I still want to target initial balance low. I feel like that's a valid place to get out. At some point we have to go to either one of the IBs. So since we're here and we got the break and retest of, that's what that trade idea is for. See, now we have big buys here, 141 lots. If they don't get results here, they're gonna have to close out, so we might actually get a cascading effect. And then if they hold, this is kind of dependent on what we get here. We'll see. Maybe let me switch off the let me switch off the values on. No, dude, display updates. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I just felt like the numbers on the value area, on the VALs and VAHs was kind of in the way. I promise I will get to you. Someone really has been texting me though, so I need to check, because it could be urgent. It's not looking good, bruv. Come on, just let go of the previous week value area high. Time and sales. Do you guys want to see what's happening here? This is a pretty significant level, yeah? So just watch for the 582, 583 prints. If we start getting a lot of 582s, then we're good. But I'm looking at this here. But if we start claiming like 584s and above, then so I really want to see more 582s. 582.75 would be great. So just watch the tape over on this side. If we're getting more prints like that, right? If we get like red prints, that is. If we get more red prints, and then we're good. There we go. 582.75. There we go. 25. And someone keeps, yeah, there's a big, maybe I should just like get out of this. We'll see. We'll see what happens. 582.50, 82.50, 82.50, 82.25, 81s. That's a clean close though, beneath that. Come on. 82, 82, 82. Oh, did you see that? That was big though. That was like someone selling below the bid. So I don't like that. Again, like this green big trade, like the buy order, that could be someone getting out of a trade, not necessarily someone buying at that level. So two. 82.75. Yeah, I think that was our cue. And also the 1 hour candle is about to close in a minute and a half. So I don't know, 50-50. It's 50-50 on this one. Am I still comfortable with where my stop loss is though? Let me have a look. 583, 583. We're like claiming 583s again, so I don't know. I don't know anymore. Because these buyers got result, you see? So it could have been pretty over here. The point of control still hasn't moved. Look, I think as long as we're below value area low, then we're fine. But I think like a reclaim of value area low could invalidate this. Again, that kind of looks like a double bottom, like this level here. This looks protected, and of course it is protected. We saw it on the dom, right? That's 580. So like around from 580 going up, 580, see 128, 174. So for us to go low, we're gonna, there's a lot of effort that's gonna be required to break this buy wall, So there is dots. Yeah, I think this one's gone, boys. 585, 85, 85, 85. Oops. Hey, someone smacked that thing all the way down, man. I was like, get that boy out of here. But yeah, okay. You guys get what's kind of going on with the tape, so. Let's see. There's really nothing I can do at this point. I just need to sit it out and wait it out. At least if something changes, like if the point of control goes lower, then I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Like then I'll feel a lot more confident with the trade idea. You know, I mean, I still am, you know, but I mean, just like that slight degree more comfortable with the idea that like, oh, okay, cool, this is gonna work out in this particular way. So. Because also this is kind of starting to look like two failed breaks below, you know. So what do we make of that, right? Try to break below, failed, came back. Try to break below, failed, came back. And on the second attempt, we didn't even break the lows that were set earlier. You know, that were the low that was set with the first break. So, you know. Yeah, I do still think as long as we were below New York VWAP and the point of control, then we're fine. You know, this really ultimately is kind of like giving it space for like whatever to wick if it has to wick. But yeah, I think as long as we're below VWAP and the point of control, I think we'll be fine. At least I'd like to think we're gonna be fine. You know, so. But yeah, but we do need a break. We do need a clean break of these levels here, you know. So yeah, so let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. And you know what? Also, what kind of sucks is like I genuinely thought we were like out of chop. You know, I was like, oh yeah, that's the break. Let's get the move. I really thought we were out of like the range and we're just gonna create an imbalance, but that's significant. That moved, yeah. Yeah. So value area low moved to 583.50. It's not good still. Because remember our entry was at where value area low was. This line at 7585, that's where our value area low was. But now our value area low is shifted lower. And so is our value area high, apparently. They're actually gonna get that entire rotation. It looks like. Oh, there you go. 189. It's not good. Come on, don't reward these dudes. I'm actually looking at it the wrong way. I don't notice that those are actually sellers. We need these people. We need these guys to win. Otherwise, it's chai boy. Who's gonna win between these two now? And our point of control also moved higher, so I really can't call it. I don't know. I really can't call it. 588. Yeah. Yeah, unlucky boys. I think that's gonna get us. I think we'll put it down in the journal. We'll put it down in the journal as a failed break and retest, or do we put it down as? Also, do we want to take a full L on this? That's close. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, full rotation. I don't think we'll have enough time to take another trade, because again, not initial balance low, not initial balance high. So just kind of in the middle of the range. But I do think it was worth exploring and trying to see if we were gonna get a complete like break and retest of either one of the value areas, and this still looked like a solid this did look like a solid break and retest, so so yeah, it is what it is. We'll catch him tomorrow. I think that like also gives me time to reflect and look at look at how to play these D-shaped volume profiles. Yeah. This would completely suck if this goes the other way. Like the whole way, that is. $185. Yeah, maybe this was like our exit. I don't know how we could have like caught that, maybe seeing these buyers getting result, yeah, maybe that could have been our exit, and then also just seeing where we were as far as how we didn't actually close below that low that we had put in, you know what I mean? So that potentially could have been something. But this looks like it's gonna rotate. This looks like it's gonna rotate all the way back. So it is what it is. We'll sit it out. I mean, we still have another 20 minutes. But yeah, but that's this one. Let's take a screenshot for the journal. Yeah, so we're gonna journal this one. You guys can follow you can check out my Substack. Or you can follow me on X. The links and everything should be around here somewhere. What do we want to call this folder? Trades. I'm gonna call them trades. And then this is Lucid 4. And then we will also make a Lucid 5 because that's the other folder. That's the other account that we're going to be working on. Yeah. And then the date. Monday 1 June 2026. ESM6, ES June contract. Yep. All right. I promise you this is going to rotate to the other side. This is going to rotate to the other side of the volume profile, which is already did. Could we have given it a little more space? But you know what, like one thing I also want to just like get into the habit of, right, is not moving stops, because once you start like extending your stops, right, like at first you start off and it's like you move your stop by 2 points and then you move it by 2.5 and then you move it by 3, right, and then it's not too long until you're giving it complete room because you're like, there's no way it's gonna get to this level, and then it does. It always will. It always will. But yeah, I think we're gonna get a full rotation of this volume profile. We will give it another, let's call it another 15 minutes, another 10 minutes, and then I too would like to get off stream. Yeah, and then journal and see what plays, what played out and what didn't, and what we possibly could have missed. But again, like as I said prior, if the trade was gonna work out, obviously I was gonna be happy because the trade was gonna work out. But then, even though it didn't, it's the trade idea was still valid. There were a couple of things that maybe could have noticed or checked or whatever, but yeah, we'll use that as info, and possibly I think we'll just call these days, right, we'll call these D-shape profile days non-trade days, because what are you supposed to do here? Perhaps maybe just level to level, I guess. Maybe this as well. Previous week value high to previous day value low. But we weren't looking for that. That's the other thing. We weren't actually looking for that. We were looking for break and retest of the volume profile. So, classic, what you aim at is what you see. But yeah, I definitely wasn't going to be looking for, I wasn't going to be trying to get that previous week value high to PDV out. I don't think that wasn't some. I mean, also, hindsight, schmindsight, right? Everything in hindsight is always brilliant, but yeah, but that really could have been something. But yeah, just to let's switch off the big trades and just have a look at them, at the price action in a cleaner way, and just to like run through what we were trying to do today. Yeah, and what type of a day we got today, right? So we had news at like 10 past 3, 10 past 9 EST. So we had news. This is like that big move down. Yeah. This is all before New York session, before the open of New York session. And then we got New York session open. But we were between two VWAPs, right? Above the New York VWAP, but then also below the Globex VWAP, right? So that kind of threw things in disarray a little. But the volume profile, again, like my window only starts 15 minutes after the open, right? So we're looking at 15:45. This is where we're at, right? Again, at this point, like what I'm constantly looking for is I'm looking for breaks and retests, right? So break and a retest, break and retest above value or break and retest below value. We didn't get either one of those, right? So right here at 15:40, let's call it 15:50. We were just wicking above value area high. And then again at 4 p.m., then we kind of got a break and retest. That's somewhat similar to the trade that stopped us out, to be honest. We got a a break of it. But then again, we also had previous week value area high, which acted as support. All right, got a break and retest of that. A failed break and retest rather, and then we rotated all the way back to. And then we rotated all the way back to the value area high. Right, 16:15, quarter past 10 EST. Again, just rotational day, right? And that's like when we had our fully developed D-shaped profile. 10:30, right? 10:30 now we have initial balance set, initial balance high, initial balance low. Yeah. We haven't got a we haven't got a test of either one of them since initial balance has been set. At least not yet, you know. What was my trade thesis? What was I looking for? Between this time, I was looking for a break and retest. Still looking for break and retest. But the break and retest I was looking for was a break and retest targeting initial balance low. You know. So that's what I was going for. You know. Why? What were my conferences? What were my reasons for? Well, we were below the Globix VWAP, below the New York VWAP, below POC. We got a break of a value area low on the developing volume profile. You know, and then also if I show you the Keltner channels, and then again on the Keltner channel, you know, where we at? Where's she at? Again below the 20 EMA, you know. So this wasn't on though, but I knew we were below it. And yeah, and so we got the break, got the retest, actually came all the way and retested POC, and the New York VWAP, and then we got stopped out, you know, at a little after 5, you know. Yeah, one of them ones. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think we could have done anything. I don't think we could have done anything different, or would have done anything different. What I was looking for was what I was looking for. It just didn't play out. Maybe, excuse me. Maybe my stops could have been. Maybe my stop could have been wider. But yeah. What we were looking for again was a break and retest. So if you fail to get the break and retest and then you rotate within value, then the trade idea is invalid, right? Because you're not getting a break and retest anymore, you know. So I didn't move my stop. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day, man. I don't know. We'll see. We're only down. Let's check how much. Hold on. Yeah, only down 148 on this account, so that's all right. Also first trade, you know, so we will rotate. Let me actually rotate now to the other one, to 5. All right, so tomorrow we'll start on this account, and then we'll just rotate. We take an L, we'll rotate. We take a dub, we'll rotate. You know, that way at least we spread out the exposure, you know. So that's my trade idea, and that is why I am that's why we will be rotating the accounts, and that's how we will be rotating the accounts. But yeah, I think we'll call it, man. I think we'll call it again. If you guys have any questions, or yeah, if you have any questions, I mean, drop them in the comment section, and yeah, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section, and you make sure to like and comment and subscribe, and share, you know, so we grow as exponentially as these accounts will, you know. But yeah, I think we'll be here the whole day, guys. I think this is gonna be chop. I will have a look at it later, and maybe I'll make a short video on how price action actually developed. But yeah, it's been fun. I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys at the same time tomorrow, 9:15 EST to what's that? To 11:30 EST. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.